Hello Zenith women, and welcome to the channel. The most dangerous person in the room is not the one who demands attention, but the one who quietly observes everything. In a world obsessed with dominance, where alpha females often steal the spotlight, there's another, more elusive force lurking in the shadows: sigma females. Alphas may strut through life with power plays and loud commands, but sigmas, they don't need to shout. They've mastered the art of silence and strategy, effortlessly outmaneuvering the competition without even trying. Here's a fact. In the animal kingdom, lone wolves survive by their instincts, not by following the pack. Sigma females are no different. They're the ones who refuse to play the game, yet somehow always end up ahead. And let's be honest, nothing's more frustrating for an alpha than realizing the person who doesn't care about the throne is the one secretly running the kingdom. Number 1. Intangible power. Sigma females possess a power that's hard to pin down. It's not loud or obvious, but it's there, and it's undeniable. Unlike alpha females, who often rely on their visibility and direct influence, sigma females operate in a different realm. Their power isn't something you can measure or see coming because they don't need to flaunt it. They thrive on subtlety and unpredictability, and that's exactly what makes them so formidable. While an alpha might walk into a room and immediately make her presence known, the sigma doesn't have to. She could be sitting quietly in the corner, yet she somehow commands attention without even trying. She's the kind of person people watch, not because she's demanding to be seen, but because there's something about her that feels untouchable. It's a power rooted in confidence, not control. Sigma females aren't interested in competing with alphas for dominance. They've already opted out of that game. They're too focused on doing their own thing, completely indifferent to the social structures others are obsessed with. And that's where their power comes from, a deep-rooted sense of independence that says, I don't need to play by your rules to win. This intangible power makes them impossible to predict. You can't fight someone who isn't even in the ring with you. Alpha females often thrive on opposition and clear-cut power struggles, but sigma females? They're not interested in playing chess when they've already mastered a completely different game, one where the rules are unwritten and the victories are quietly won. It's almost unfair. How do you compete with someone who couldn't care less about competition? Number 2. Transcendence over competition. Sigma females operate on a different level from alpha females because they've completely transcended the need for competition. While alphas are constantly pushing and striving to be on top, whether it's in their career, social circles, or relationships, sigma females simply don't care about rank or status. They've figured out that the whole idea of climbing the social or professional ladder is, at its core, a game. And they've decided not to play. The thing is, sigma females know exactly who they are and what they want. They're focused on their own goals, not on outperforming others. This self-assuredness is their secret weapon, because when you don't need external validation or titles to feel secure, you're impossible to rattle. An alpha might thrive on the adrenaline of winning, but a sigma is perfectly content creating her own success quietly, without needing an audience. What makes sigma females so unique is their ability to rise above competition without even trying. They don't need to constantly compare themselves to others or fight for attention. While alphas are busy competing with anyone they see as a rival, sigmas are in their own world, mastering their craft, deepening their knowledge, and growing from within. It's a kind of power that comes from being totally unbothered by what others think. The irony is that by not playing the game, sigma females often end up ahead in ways that really matter: personal fulfillment, inner peace, and a sense of purpose. It's almost like they've found a cheat code for life. Don't chase the top and somehow you end up there anyway. While alphas are running a race, sigma females are casually strolling on a different path, and somehow they still cross the finish line first. Number 3. A different kind of intelligence. When it comes to intelligence, alpha females often rely on direct tactics, assertiveness, bold decisions, and sometimes even aggression to get what they want. They're sharp, quick to react, and know how to push their way through a situation. But sigma females? They play a completely different game when it comes to using their brains. Their intelligence isn't about showing off how much they know or making fast moves. It's about subtlety, strategy, and foresight. Sigma females are the type to sit back and observe, picking up on details others might miss. They analyze, connect dots, and quietly position themselves to act when the time is right. Their approach is patient, thoughtful, and often feels almost invisible. But when they do make a move, it's so precise that it leaves others wondering how they didn't see it coming. It's like playing chess with someone who's thinking 5 steps ahead, while everyone else is still deciding their next move. While alpha females may be impressive in their ability to take charge and lead from the front, sigma females prefer a quieter kind of intelligence. They don't seek attention or recognition, so they don't rush into decisions just to show they're in control. Instead, they take the time to deeply understand a situation before acting, and when they do act, it's usually with a level of depth and insight that catches everyone off guard. What makes sigma intelligence so powerful is that it's unpredictable. You can't anticipate what you don't see coming. Alphas may be smart, but sigmas are a different kind of sharp, more calculated, more patient, and in many ways more dangerous. They don't need to dominate the room to outsmart everyone in it, and they often do it with such ease it almost feels unfair. Number 4, effortless influence. Alpha females are known for their direct leadership style. They take charge, give orders, and expect people to follow. It's a classic form of influence, loud, clear, and commanding. But sigma females, their influence works in a completely different way. And that's what makes it so powerful. They don't need to shout to be heard. In fact, they don't even need to try. Their influence is quiet, almost effortless, and that's exactly why it's so captivating. Sigma females have a kind of presence that draws people in without them realizing it. They're not vying for attention or demanding to be noticed. Instead, their quiet confidence, independence, and mysterious nature make people naturally curious about them. It's like they've cracked the code of how to get people's respect and admiration without ever having to ask for it. They simply exist in their own space, and somehow that's enough to make others want to be around them, listen to them, or follow their lead. This effortless influence can be more powerful than any loud, assertive command because it feels authentic. When a sigma female speaks, people listen, not because they're being forced to, but because they genuinely want to hear what she has to say. There's no need for domination or control. Her actions and energy do the talking. People are drawn to her independence and the fact that she doesn't need validation from anyone. The irony is that while alpha females work hard to maintain their position and leadership, sigma females don't even need to try. Their influence comes from a deeper place, one that's rooted in self-assuredness, and that kind of influence, it sticks. People remember it, not because it was loud, but because it felt real, and that's a kind of power that's hard to beat. Number 5, self-reliance versus external validation. Alpha females are often driven by a need for external validation. They thrive on recognition, approval, and being acknowledged for their achievements. Whether it's in the workplace or social settings, they seek to stand out and make sure everyone knows they're in charge. Their power is tied to how others see them. They want to lead, be respected, and have their authority recognized. But this reliance on outside affirmation can become a trap, making their self-worth dependent on how much attention they get. Sigma females, on the other hand, couldn't care less about external validation. They don't need applause, a spotlight, or a leadership title to feel secure. They don't measure their value by how others see them because they're self-reliant. Their confidence comes from within, and that makes them incredibly hard to influence or control. A sigma female doesn't need to be seen as the best by others to know her own worth. And this is what makes her so different and so powerful. While an alpha might fight to be the loudest voice in the room, the sigma is perfectly content staying quiet, knowing that her value isn't diminished just because no one's looking. She plays the long game, focused on her own goals and growth, not how many people are clapping for her along the way. This internal confidence gives her a sense of freedom that alpha females can't quite touch because their power is tied to how others react to them. The truth is, needing validation is like being on a treadmill. You never really get anywhere. Sigma females have already stepped off that treadmill, and that's why they can't be shaken by anyone else's opinion. It's hard to beat someone who isn't playing for applause in the first place. Number 6. Indifference to power dynamics. Alpha females are constantly engaged in power dynamics, always positioning themselves to stay on top. They thrive in environments where there's a clear hierarchy. They want to be seen, recognized, and respected as the one in charge. Everything they do is about maintaining control, whether it's at work, in social circles, or even in personal relationships. It's a constant push to be the dominant figure, the one who leads and influences the group. For them, power isn't just a preference, it's a necessity. Sigma females, though, they just don't care about any of that. Power, control, dominance, it's all irrelevant to them. They operate on a completely different wavelength, one where social hierarchies and status games don't even register. It's not that they can't lead or don't have influence, it's that they don't need to prove it. While alpha females are busy jockeying for the top spot, Sigma females are quietly living life on their own terms, completely indifferent to where they rank in the pecking order. This indifference is what throws alpha females off their game. They're used to competition, used to others trying to outshine them or take control. But how do you compete with someone who simply isn't interested in the competition? It's like showing up to a boxing match only to realize the other fighter never even laced up their gloves. Sigma females don't need to assert control because they're already in full control of themselves, and that's enough. Their focus is on their own path, not on dominating anyone else's. This kind of detachment from power dynamics makes them nearly impossible to influence, frustrates alphas, and creates a quiet strength that's difficult to challenge. After all, you can't win a game when your opponent has no interest in playing. Number 7. Emotional independence. Alpha females are often seen as emotionally strong, but a lot of that strength comes from the support systems they build around themselves. Whether it's a tight-knit group of friends, colleagues, or a powerful network, they rely on these connections to help them maintain their position of authority. Their emotional resilience is tied to the approval, encouragement, and validation they get from the people around them. When they're surrounded by their pack, they're at their strongest. Sigma females, on the other hand, don't need that kind of emotional support. They are fiercely independent and thrive on emotional self-sufficiency. They don't lean on others to lift them up or validate their feelings. They handle their emotions on their own terms. While an alpha might seek advice or vent to a close circle when things get tough, a Sigma quietly processes things within herself, often coming out stronger without needing to lean on anyone else. This kind of emotional independence makes her incredibly resilient in ways that others find hard to match. It's not that Sigma females don't appreciate relationships or close connections. They just don't depend on them to feel strong. They aren't swayed by the opinions or emotions of others, which means they are far less likely to crumble under pressure. This gives them a calm, steady presence that can be intimidating to those who expect emotional reactions or dependence on group dynamics. The humor in all of this. While an alpha might be orchestrating a dramatic group therapy session, the Sigma is quietly sipping her coffee, working through things in her own head, and wondering why everyone's making such a fuss. It's not about being emotionally cold. It's about being so secure in yourself that you don't need the emotional crutches that others rely on. That kind of inner strength is unshakable, and it's what makes Sigma females a force of their own. Number 8. Hidden depths. Alpha females are often the center of attention, wearing their ambitions and emotions like a badge of honor. They're expressive, straightforward, and unafraid to showcase their goals and feelings to the world. This transparency can make them seem relatable and approachable, but it also comes with a significant downside. They become predictable. When their ambitions are laid out for everyone to see, it becomes easy for competitors to anticipate their moves and counteract their strategies. In the game of power dynamics, predictability can be a fatal flaw. On the flip side, Sigma females operate in a realm of intrigue. They're the quiet observers, the ones who seem to have a hidden layer that others can't quite decipher. Their motivations are often cloaked in mystery, making it challenging for anyone to pin them down. This ambiguity gives them a unique advantage in competitive environments. While an alpha might be strategizing her next big pitch, the sigma is often silently observing, gathering information and assessing the playing field. This means that when she does make a move, it can come as a shock to those around her because they simply didn't see it coming. Imagine two chess players. One boldly announces her strategies while the other keeps her cards close to her chest. The first player might make grand moves and attract attention, but the second one waits for the perfect moment to strike, catching her opponent off guard. This is the essence of the Sigma female's hidden depths. She's like a well-crafted novel with unexpected twists, whereas the Alpha is more like an open diary, easy to read but lacking the thrill of the unexpected. Ultimately, this enigma is what makes Sigma females captivating. Their ability to keep others guessing not only enhances their strategic advantage, but also adds an allure that draws people in, even as they remain elusive. In a world where ambition is often loud and clear, the quiet strength of a Sigma female can be the ultimate game changer. Number 9. Freedom from labels. Alpha females are proud to wear their alpha label like a trophy, embodying the characteristics of leadership and dominance that society often celebrates. They embrace their role, relishing the attention and recognition that comes with being seen as the top dog in any social or professional setting. This can be empowering, as it allows them to rally others and create a network of followers. However, this label also confines them to certain expectations and behaviors. They often feel the pressure to perform according to the norms of their role, which can limit their creativity and adaptability. In stark contrast, Sigma females actively reject being labeled or boxed in. They have no interest in fitting into societal molds or adhering to conventional expectations. For them, freedom means being able to carve out their own identities without the constraints of how others perceive them. They operate outside traditional hierarchies, and this refusal to conform allows them to move through the world with a fluidity that is both refreshing and unpredictable. This unconventional approach is not just a quirky trait, it's a powerful advantage. Sigma females can pivot and adapt without the weight of expectations holding them back. They can explore diverse interests, engage in various pursuits, and interact with different groups without worrying about how those choices affect their image. This makes them incredibly versatile and able to navigate complex social landscapes with ease. Because Sigma females don't fit neatly into predefined categories, they often become a source of intrigue and challenge for others, especially alpha females. They're difficult to define or control, making them a wild card in any situation. While alphas might see themselves as the leaders of the pack, Sigma females often move like shadows, unseen and unpredictable, yet always present. In a world that often demands conformity, the Sigma female thrives in the chaos of individuality, proving that sometimes the most powerful force is the one that refuses to be categorized. Number 10. Self-sufficiency, not just in leadership. Alpha females thrive in environments where they can lead teams and rally others around a shared vision. They often draw their strength from the connections they build and the followers they cultivate. For them, leadership is a team sport, and their success hinges on their ability to inspire and motivate those around them. This reliance on others can be a double-edged sword. While it provides a network of support and collaboration, it also means that their influence is contingent on their ability to manage relationships and keep their followers engaged. When the dynamics shift or when they lose that support, they can find themselves struggling to maintain control. In contrast, Sigma females operate from a place of profound self-sufficiency. They don't require a team to validate their abilities or push them toward their goals. Instead, they are self-motivated and driven by their personal ambitions, navigating life according to their own values and desires. This independence allows them to thrive in various environments, whether it's a corporate setting, a creative project, or even a social group. They can adapt and succeed without the need for constant approval or guidance from others. This self-sufficiency gives Sigma females a unique edge, particularly in high-pressure situations where leadership is tested. While an alpha might be frantically trying to rally support during a crisis, a sigma female remains calm and collected, focusing on her own course of action. She's not bogged down by the need to lead others or maintain a facade of control. Instead, she can assess the situation and make decisions based solely on her instincts and intellect. The beauty of this independence is that sigma females can pivot easily when faced with challenges, allowing them to explore alternative solutions without the burden of groupthink. They can embrace change and uncertainty, knowing that their success doesn't depend on anyone but themselves. This autonomy not only empowers them to thrive, but also creates a space where they can influence others in more subtle, yet impactful ways. In a world where leadership is often synonymous with needing a following, sigma females redefine what it means to lead by simply being true to themselves. In the intricate dance of personal dynamics and social hierarchies, the distinction between alpha and sigma females becomes strikingly clear. While alpha females assert their presence through visible leadership, relying on teams and the validation of their followers, sigma females navigate life with an independence that defies categorization. Their self-sufficiency allows them to thrive in environments where alphas might struggle, and their enigmatic nature keeps others guessing, creating a sense of intrigue and unpredictability. Sigma females embody a quiet strength that is not dependent on external validation or the need for control. They operate on their own terms, drawing power from their ability to adapt and evolve without being tied down by societal expectations. In doing so, they redefine the rules of engagement, proving that true influence comes not from loud proclamations, but from the depth of one's character and the confidence to walk a path less traveled. Ultimately, the contrast between these two archetypes highlights a vital lesson. Power and success can manifest in various forms. The alpha's drive and determination are admirable, but the sigma's ability to remain unbothered by conventional norms and societal pressures offers a fresh perspective on what it means to be a leader. In a world that often celebrates the loudest voices, it's the quiet, self-sufficient strength of sigma females that truly challenges the status quo, reminding us that sometimes the most powerful force is the one that doesn't need to be seen or heard to make an impact. If you found this exploration of the unique dynamics between alpha and sigma females as captivating as we did, then you won't want to miss what's coming next. Our channel is dedicated to diving deep into the nuances of personality types, empowerment, and self-discovery, offering insights that can transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. So if you're ready to continue this journey of understanding and empowerment, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of like-minded individuals who are eager to embrace their uniqueness and challenge the norms. Together, let's unravel the complexities of human behavior, celebrate our strengths, and learn from one another. Don't just be a spectator, be a part of the conversation. Subscribe now, and let's embark on this exciting adventure together. Thanks for watching and bye.